We are at our first Alabama State Park. We thought we'd stayed at the Alabama State Park back when Allie's mom had passed away and we were coming up here to scatter our ashes originally, but we were told that that was not a state park. That was a CCC park. This is officially our first Alabama State Park, Blue Springs State Park in Clio, Alabama. Guess we go this away. This away! Not that away. Primitive camping, and we are at site number 23. It looks pretty vacant, which is weird because when I was booking online, there was only like 4 sites available, it said, but maybe that was only 4 sites that we could fit into. That is probably the case. That is site number 20, 21.
22.
It's got to be the next one. Yep, this is it. Oh, it's pretty. We're right on the backing up to a creek.
Oh, cool.
We have a gorgeous campsite here for our first Alabama State Park.
It is so pretty.
We are backed right up to a little creek or something here. Look how pretty. There's a swing in the tree over there too.
I saw it. And look at that. Look at that pine cone hanging.
Oh yeah.
String.
Huh. Yeah, why are they hanging pine cones from strings there?
I don't know.
But, man, would Nikki have loved this spot or what? Goodness sakes. Go right out the back door and go fishing. Well, we got to run the slides out. I got the electricity hooked up. The one drawback here is that it's only 30 amp. So we'll have to be careful as far as running the microwave and the water heater at the same time. I don't think you can see probably on the camera, but we got love bugs. Not love bugs, ladybugs crawling all over the front of the RV. We had a infestation of them at our last stop in Pine Mountain, Georgia. And here in Alabama, they are too. It looks like a bunch of ticks all over the front of the RV. I hope those are not ticks. If they are, they're eating well. I do believe we are the only campers here. She did say something about a camp host, but I don't even see a camp host RV in here right now. I think we are the only RV and campers in here. This place is completely dead. And there, way in the distance, is Lonely Rigel, the only RV in this campground. A little scary, not gonna lie. I don't like being the only ones. Especially when they say that the gate is broken here at the front. It means anybody could come in. So let's hope our first Alabama State Park won't be our last. So we're down here by where the springs are. And I bet this place is busy in the summertime. But she sure is not busy now. Well, kind of looks like some of the springs we have in Florida. Yeah.
The stairs that lead down.
Probably could get in if you wanted to. I don't know that I'd want to. But it's cold. I got a pool here, and then I guess it filters down to that creek that runs behind our RV. See any fish in there? This part's pretty. It's really sandy on the bottom and clear. And there is stairs leading down into this one too. That's cool. Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty. Looks like in the summertime they have a snack shack. Yeah, playground. What a difference coming this far south has made today. We are out here in t-shirts, 72 degrees, perfect weather. Just a couple days ago we were running 3 electric heaters and a couple furnaces at different times, just trying to keep warm. And now we're running the air conditioning back at the RV.
Crazy.
Yeah, and we wonder why we're sick. I don't know. Just change of weather. not good for not good for the immune system and carrying diseases. So we just got through getting some provisions here at Walmart in the little town of Ozark, which if you're staying at Blue Springs State Park, where we're at here in, I guess it's Blue Springs, Alabama, but I think the address for it is Clio, C-I-C-L-I-O, I think is how it's, you know, actually spelled. And it's a little bit of a drive to get to here and to get to a grocery store. So it was like 20 miles, 30 minutes. This was, you know, had we had it done over again, we would have made sure we had what we needed probably before we got here.
So we're just sitting here watching TV, and all of a sudden we hear this helicopter.
And he sounds close.
And I think it's a military helicopter because I was researching about it. And it's not too far from here. They do some night flying.
We hope that's all it is.
I think that's what it is.
I would hope they're not out there looking for a serial killer or something on the loose, because it's a little scary being the only campers in this campground, and it is as dark can be out there. I went out there with my flashlight.
There's nobody. And
we thought we heard in the gates up, yeah, and we thought we heard a thump out there, and it was around the same time as the helicopter, and I was like, that's not like a car door. And I went out immediately and with the flashlight and didn't see anything, so
there.
Hopefully we'll see you guys in the morning, because it's a little scary being the only campers here.
Well, we had a good rest last night. The helicopter apparently wasn't looking for an escaped felon or something. Slept great last night.
It was very quiet, I'll say that. Very quiet at this campground, being as we were the only ones here. Every little noise we heard, though, we were a little bit paranoid. Like sometimes our jacks will make a little bit of a creaking sound. And I noticed last night when I got in bed a couple times, you know, like I was roll over in bed and I would hear them kind of creak and crack and pop, and I'd be like, what was that? Was that somebody outside? But no, it was just our jacks.
It was a little creepy thinking that we were the only ones in the park.
Only ones.
No one.
I mean, when we checked in, they said that there was a camp host, and the camp host number she gave me. But apparently they're not staying in an RV, because we are the only RV in that campground.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
Our first Alabama State Park, and our first time
being alone.
Yep.
We are heading into Union Springs, Alabama to replace the flowers of my mom's plot and spend a little time with her and my grandparents.
Do a little antique shopping while we're there, maybe?
Yes. I was telling Chuck that I just wonder if there's a really cool antique store there in town. You never know. It might be some of my grandmother's stuff in there.
But how would you know it was your grandmother's stuff?
I don't know.
Well,
I wouldn't know probably.
But we're gonna make it looks like a 40-mile drive, and we already made it a little ways, and I started having my OCD thoughts and everything, thinking, well, maybe I should turn the air conditioner off and have everything off in the RV, because we're gonna be gone pretty much all day.
And if you have that feeling, probably should listen to it.
Yeah. And right here, turn it around and show Sam's World's Best Cheeseburger. Sam's Deli and Store. Home of the world's best cheeseburger.
I was telling Chuck about that movie Elf, where he's going into New York and he sees the world's best cup of coffee, and he starts clapping and he's like, congratulations!
You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody.
I've told Chuck, I said I should go in there and start clapping, and they'll be looking at me like, what? I said, congratulations, you have the world's best cheeseburger. Oh, man.
Well, maybe it is. We can't judge.
Maybe.
Every time we've gone by there's been somebody sitting outside on one of those picnic tables eating. So, hey, maybe we'll stop and get a cheeseburger on the way back if they're open. Well, we have made it to Union Springs, Alabama. I think the first thing we're going to do is go by and see Allie's old grandparents' house, right?
Yep.
See if it's still standing.
At the light, turn right onto Blackman Street, then turn left onto North Powell Street.
North Powell Street?
Yeah, remember we knew.
Wow. So it wants me to turn here and then to turn on my street. That's crazy.
Turn left onto North Powell Street, then you will arrive at your destination.
Well, how strange is that? That here in Union Springs, there's a street named Powell. It's almost like me and Allie were meant to be together. I don't know. What do you think? And Allie's granddad's bakery should be right here to our left. FPH Bakery. The FPH Bakery is still there. Allie says the main drugstore is still there. We're going to turn right first, though. Head down here to where her grandma and grandpa's house was.
Oh,
And there's her grandma and grandpa's old
it
house.
is. I swear, every single time we've come by here, this house has gotten worse and worse. It just makes me sick. That house used to be just so beautiful, and now it's just
Looks like it's
so
ready to be
dilapidated.
condemned.
But kind of makes me happy that it's still there. At least it's there.
Well, that was a little bit depressing, seeing just how bad the house has gone downhill just since we've seen it a couple years ago. And it was bad a couple years ago. And we looked it up on Zillow, and it's only valued at like $60,000. Told Allie, I can't believe it's only, it's only worth 60 grand at this point, but it would need a lot of work to fix that sucker back up and to get it back in really nice shape. Coat of paint would help, that's for sure. But I'm sure there's a lot of rotten wood in there at this point.
Oh gosh, yes.
Well, all right, so we're gonna head on down and go check out FPH Bakery while we're here.
So we just went to FPH Bakery, which was the cafe that my grandfather owned with his brother way back in the day when I was a little girl, and my mom was a little girl too. It's now changed hands, and the new owners were working in there, and I got to meet
Nick,
gave him a hug, and
got a picture with him here?
yep. And he was saying that I guess some other family was there Monday, Holmes family,
In town
So-
for a funeral.
in town for the funeral, and I wonder who it was that passed away.
Yeah. He showed us a picture of him.
I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. He did recommend, what was that you ate? And I had a little bit of it.
It was a chocolate pecan dream bar, and oh my goodness, it was amazing. It was about that big, and I ate the whole thing. Chuck only had just a little smidgen of it.
And he was so nice because he said, we're family.
Yeah.
He ended up giving us, he just wouldn't take no on coffee or tea or
Yeah.
water. And ended up giving us an unsweet tea. And
He said, family comes by here, they have to be taken care of.
that's right.
So it was really sweet.
Then we talked to another gentleman who was just in there ordering some food. And man, what a nice little town. And he was saying how good the community is here still.
This is the vibe that we had, and there is how I remember it when I was a little girl. Just the people
Yeah.
were genuinely so kind, and
Just not like, they're not strangers. You just,
yep,
everybody
cares about each other.
is a neighbor.
Yep.
Well, I think now we're going to head over to the cemetery, take care of the flowers and all that, and then we'll come back downtown and walk around a little bit and see what we
Yeah.
can find. But if you do find yourself in Union Springs, Alabama, you have to check out FPH Bakery and go in and tell them that AlliChuck sent you. Because
That's
a
where
lot of history there, and we want to make sure
Lot
that
of
this
history.
place stays open and stays viable for many years to come.
Yep. So I just got finished putting the flowers out at my mom and my grandparents and my great-grandparents' plot. We'd noticed that the headstone is really leaning, like it's shifting off of the stone. And I don't know who I need to contact to get that fixed, because it looks like it's about to fall backwards. And if it does, I'm thinking the headstone's going to end up breaking possibly, and that would be a terrible thing. So I don't know if anybody knows. Can you drop a comment below and let me know who I need to contact about something like this? I'm thinking the cemetery, the people that take care of the grounds people. I don't know. Funeral home, maybe.
Maybe.
They might be able to tell me or point me in the right direction of who I need to speak with about it.
I know that it's the main headstone for the family plot, and it's large, and it's the base that it's sitting on is leaning, and the headstone itself on top of that base, if you're looking at it, the left hand side is slid
Push
back,
it
and
back. Yeah.
it is like that far from going off the base, and it's going to take just a little bit more of that going off the base, and it will topple over. Whether it would break or not, as big as it is, but there is a drop there.
Yeah. I remember when Mom was still living, and she would come over here to put out flowers and stuff.
Yeah. She was
I remember her
talking about
even talking about it back then, talking about how it was shifting and leaning. And
it's weird. None of the other ones around it look like they're doing that. I don't know why this one is doing it.
so right here is where my mom was born. Right
That's a
there.
nice house.
It is a nice house.
It's a mansion.
Beautiful inside too.
Well, we are in downtown Union Springs, and we're gonna go see where Allie's grandmother had her store, Rosenstill's. I thought it was further down. I thought it was the next red building. So we did a little exploring around the town of Union Springs, a little bit more than we did the last time we were here. And interesting fact that Eddie Kendricks was actually born here, and he's one of the founding members of the Temptations. So that was a cool little piece of history, and a cool little mural that they have painted on the side of the drugstore building here. And while we were there, we actually ran into a couple locals who were actually able to enlighten us a little bit about Allie's grandparents and her grandmother's store there. And it's funny, these people all really knew the family. It's such a small town vibe. We also visited the Poly Jail Museum again. Unfortunately, we could not go inside again. It was not open, but Allie's family does have some ties to this museum. I guess there was somebody in her family way back when who worked at the jail. Might have been even a warden, but we couldn't really find that out for sure. And another little fun fact about Union Springs is famous for bird dog field trials, and that's why they have this statue of a bird dog right in the middle of the street. But something we did not know until this trip in particular, when we saw the Hank Williams mural on the side of the building and his plaque, was that he performed a show for an opening, a grand opening, I guess it was, for a Napa Auto Parts, which was really cool. It actually said on the plaque that pretty much the whole town turned out for this little concert that he put on. And we also learned that he was actually born nearby in Butler County and grew up not far from there. So that's a crazy little piece of history that we learned. So we are here back at Oak Hill Cemetery, and supposedly Edmund Troop Randall was famous in the Civil War. And this is his gravesite. So we were told that they think that he was the first one to fire the first shot that started the Civil War. But what was you reading there saying that it's not widely recognized that he did?
Yeah.
Because that came at Fort Sumter, and he wasn't at Fort Sumter, right?
Right.
But there is a legend that he is the one who fired the first shot. Interesting to know he's right here at Oak Hill Cemetery, same cemetery where Allie's family's buried. You can also see, it looks like he was holding a sword or something in his hand. It's been broken off. And I'm not sure why he's missing his hand here, unless he was missing his hand in real life. We'll have to do a little bit more research on that, but we thought we would try to get by here after running into this lady named Linda, who was coming out of the library and stopped us and asked us if we were new here, and we were like, nope. Long story short, got into a long conversation with her.
And she knew my grandparents and was giving us some information about the town, things to kind of catch us up on what's been going on here.
And she gave us some information leading to where we know where Rosenstill's was for sure, and the rec center that you were looking for.
That's right.
Which you just went in.
And
didn't get any video because she didn't take her phone in.
Oh, no.
And I didn't go in with her this time. I was staying in the car. But
I did get to see on the ground there the spots where the walls used to be. I guess they've expanded it into a furniture company. And they've moved in the 70s. They moved and expanded the front out farther. So,
and didn't you say you seen where the pool was?
I didn't see the pool, but he was telling me in the very back, he said you can see the blue tile where the pool was. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I think this is going to wrap up our time here at Union Springs. I think we're going to start heading back. We got about an hour drive back to the camper.
Right, and I'm a little scared because there could be deer out.
Yeah. But what a great day. It was really awesome coming here, relearning some history from Allie's family, and talking to a few different people. Not just Linda, we talked to a couple other guys too. I mean, she talked to Nick at FPH Bakery, and we actually talked to somebody who worked for the fire department.
Yep.
But like all things, all good things must come to an end. And we're gonna have to drive back in the dark. We're probably gonna have to watch out for deer.
Yeah, in fact, I've hit a deer before coming here, and it was my grandfather's funeral. We were driving back to Union Springs for the funeral, and we hit a deer.
That was before me.
Yep.
But
So it's a little scary on these back roads here in Alabama, these rural roads.
And as we're leaving the cemetery and getting ready to leave Union Springs, wow, we got a gorgeous sunset over here to our west. Well, it's our last morning here at Blue Springs State Park in Alabama.
Yep.
Our first Alabama state park officially. And
And it was a great one at that.
yes,
Nice being able to just be in this campground by yourself and not have anyone else around.
It was
scary, but
definitely quiet.
it was definitely quiet.
Although we hear chainsaw running in the distance. They must be cutting some trees. I think they were cutting some trees yesterday morning too, closer to the our campsite here. But what a beautiful view here.
Yeah.
We got our little creek running behind us.
That's
Just-
from the Blue Springs.
Yeah, this is the water's all filtering out of the head springs up there of the Blue Spring. And you can see it's moving left to right. There is actually a swing out there on that little tree. Not sure that that would hold my weight.
Well, and I can't imagine anybody wanting to swing on that because it's not very deep.
No. Maybe in the summertime though, when it's warmer and maybe there's more rain and more,
Maybe.
maybe this,
Maybe it fills up.
yeah, it's
more.
possible. I mean, you can actually see probably where the water could come up into here, and around
Yeah.
if it was full. Gorgeous campsite though. We're going to fill up our water tanks before we leave because we're going to be heading to Destin today. I have a show tomorrow night at Club LA, which is played there a few times with the Motley Crue tribute, but never the Scorpions. So this will be a first. And we are actually going to boondock in their back parking lot where they have some electrical hookups for when, famous touring people come around and they have their tour buses and whatnot. So we're going to feel like rock stars tomorrow. We're going to have our own quote unquote tour bus. And I'm sure the guys in the band are going to want to come in and get dressed in there and
Hang out.
yeah. But it's gonna be a fun night, I think.
Yep.
So I already went over here on the vomit machine.
Vomit machine.
Now Allie's gonna try it.
That thing's old.
It's old, but I tell you what, it spins very nicely. And if I did it very long, I'd be throwing up. Yeah. We're gonna see how long you can handle it. Got to try it. Are you going to sit down?
Hold on.
You're not even going that fast.
Wow. I don't know how I used to do this as a kid. This is not fun. I don't know why have people ever thought that this was fun. Stop me.
Okay.
'Cause I don't want to get vertigo. Wow.
That's all you need.
I know.
Yeah.
And swings. I
Yeah.
can do that.
Well, those are pretty rusty looking chains.
Wet. They're all wet.
Yeah. Maybe you won't be doing it.
One will drop. Whoa. This is something I loved doing as a kid. I
Yeah.
know why. Because it feels so freeing.
Yeah. Needs a little oil up there, I think.
A little bit. These old swing sets are the best. Can't beat them.
Unfortunately, I think that's going to wrap up our time here. Blue Springs State Park in Alabama.
Yep.
We got to start packing up, hit the road. We got about 3 hours, as I said. We got to find some gas right off the bat because we're low on gas. Want to get there, get set up, obviously before dark. And then I got to run the entire set list tonight. I've already refreshed all the songs. Now I just want to run them in order. We're going to be performing 22 of Scorpion's
Wow,
greatest hits.
that's a lot.
It's a 2-hour full show. All right, guys. So if you are new here, we would love for you to join our adventures by hitting the subscribe button, ringing the notification bell,
Don't forget to share the video because it really helps us out.
and drop us a thumbs up on your way out and a comment. And we will see you in the next adventure.
Bye, guys.
Bye.